What is up, guys? It's Doo Poker here, back for another video. Today we are going to be talking about playing rivers versus fish after flop checks back, button versus big blind single raise pot. So let's go over a hand example. Let's say the fish is on the button and we're on the big blind. We decide to defend with 7-6 suited. The flop comes King 9-5, and our opponent, who's a fish, checks back flop. Now on the turn, we pick up an open-ended straight draw. Let's say we bet or probe small on the turn, 33%. Now we know there's a slight overfold versus fish, as I'll show you in the data. I've showed you this in another video as well. But let's say he does not oblige and he calls. Now let's say the river is an ace. Should I bluff with my 7-6? Well, we have to think about folding frequencies. Let's go to the notes. We know the worst flop, turn, and river runouts to bluff versus fish are any ace turn, any ace river, and any ace high flop. Why? Because when they check back on the flop, they are very ace high heavy. So if there's an ace on the turn or an ace on the river or also an ace high flop, you do not bluff the river because they're going to call you. We see below average folding frequencies on this runout. Also, other runouts that are bad are 4 straight to a turn and a paired flop, because again, on the paired flop, they're going to have too much ace high. So for the same reason, let's go back to this hand again. Let's do another hand. For the same reason that they're very ace high heavy, let's say we had 7-6 suited again. The same reason that they're very ace X heavy is, let's say we have 7-6 suited on a king queen jack board. The fish, who's on the button, checks back and we have nothing on the turn. Let's say we probe 33% and our fish friend calls. Well, now if we blank out on the river, we should always bluff. Why? Because for the same reason, the ace on the turn or the river is a bad data point. On the 3 Broadway no ace, it's a good data point because he's going to have too much ace high. So here we should bet 50 on the river and get him to fold. Other good data points are 2 Broadway flops, no ace, low turn or river, and 1 Broadway flop. So we should look at other folding frequencies. Here is the check call fold on the river after we probe 30. It has other sizings as well, but let's say we use the probe 30. So what do we see? We see check, call 30 on the turn, fold 50 on the river is folding 51%. What should alpha be in theory? Well, we can use our calculator and we can see risk. We're risking 50 divided by reward, which is 150. So the folding frequency in theory should be 33.33%, and here it's 51%. So that's about an 18% discrepancy. But let's say we get greedy. Let's say we bet 120. Well, now we're risking 120 to win risk plus reward 220. So here we see it's around 55%, but that's only a 10% discrepancy. So when you bluff, you want to use smaller sizing because you want to have the biggest discrepancy between the theoretical folding frequencies, which is the alpha, and the real folding frequencies. So our sizing should be bet 50 and not bet 120. One more note is if we have ace high on the turn, we should always be checking back or checking turn because they over delayed c-bet. So a lot of information here. If we have ace high on the turn, we should always be checking to the fish and calling because they over delayed c-bet. If an ace comes on the turn or river, we should not bluff river. And if the flop is a 3 Broadway flop no ace or a 2 or 1 Broadway flop, we should over bluff because they're going to be ace high heavy and fold. So lots of information here, but this is how we can use MDA to construct our probe turn bet river range and overperform versus a solver. If you guys enjoyed that, please give me a like, please give me a subscribe. New video every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.